Welcome to today's video where we are going to create this look using two palettes from Blendbunny Cosmetics, the Primal palette and the Sugar and Grunge. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather Eaglen. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. If you like those things too, I do hope you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you will be notified for all my future uploads. Okay, so I loved my complexion products in this look, my base. It's so glowy and just my skin looks healthy. It's a vibe for sure. So very unpopular opinion, one that I very well might get roasted for, but I own 3 palettes from Blendbunny Cosmetics. The last palette I purchased was the Sugar and Grunge, and I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. The other 2 I own are this Primal palette and I own the Surge palette. And for some reason, I just don't like the mattes in those palettes. I've probably watched hundreds of videos from some of my favorite content creators on YouTube, and they all love the Blendbunny Cosmetics formula. As a matter of fact, I've never heard anyone say that they didn't. And if you know me at all, you would think that me being such a colorful eyeshadow lover that I would love the rainbow palettes more. But I don't know what it is about these mattes. You can see when I put this shade down how patchy it is. I just had the hardest time blending these out. And the first time I purchased from Blendbunny Cosmetics, I purchased the Surge palette. The whole reason I wanted the Surge palette was because it has a row of neons across the bottom, and I don't have any neons in my collection. As a matter of fact, those are the only neons in my collection. And I hated that palette so bad that it took me a long time to even repurchase from Blendbunny Cosmetics. And I don't know why I have such a hard time with it. I don't know if it's the eyeshadow base I'm putting it on, or maybe it's just a different formula than what I'm used to, so my technique is wrong. I think it's gotta be me because everybody loves Blendbunny Cosmetics and everyone talks about how wonderful her matte shades are, and I just don't get that from these at all. So I even tried packing them on and blending them out. I don't have this issue with the newer palette from them, but man, those other 2, I'm scared to even buy neons because I just assumed maybe they were all like that, so I just haven't bought any more since. And then I thought, well, maybe it was just the neon. So then I purchased this palette because she was taking it off the site. It's one of her first palettes, and she's taking it off to make room for newer things. So, I wanted to hurry up and get it because it was 40% off, and I didn't want to not have it in my collection because I've heard so many good things about this palette. But for some reason, it just isn't working for me. I literally spent over an hour yesterday trying to blend these shades out. And I just don't feel like it should be that hard. I don't know. If you guys own anything from Blendbunny Cosmetics and you don't have this problem, if you don't mind telling me in the comments how you apply the eyeshadows, I would really appreciate it. Because like I said, it could just be my technique that I'm doing. But most of the time I do just use a flat brush to pack on the shadows, and then I use a fluffier brush to blend out the edges, and that's just not working with this. When I bought the Surge palette, my technique was completely different at that time. I used a smaller blending brush to pack on and blend out the shades at the same time. So that's 2 different techniques. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's just my eyeshadow base, But blending eyeshadow has not been an issue I've had for a very long time because I have over 100 palettes in my collection and I've tried so many different brands and formulas. I don't know, it's just weird. The only other palettes I've had this issue with is the Norvina Pro Pigment palettes, and not even all of them, specifically the blue one. That palette was a freaking nightmare, but that's the only palettes I've had issues like this with. I just can't. It took me so long to get this to blend out, and I had to use so many different shades. And the fact that I've never heard anyone else say anything negative about Blendbunny cosmetics is what makes me think that it might be me and I could be doing something wrong. Or it could be the base that I'm putting them down on. I used a Juvia's Place Eye Prep and Eye Prime eyeshadow primer, and I'm just curious if you guys use something different. What are your favorites? Usually, like, I get so excited to do an eye look. I love the whole process, the planning and picking out the shades and everything, but I was just ready for this to be over yesterday, and it sucks because I did love my base product so much, and then my eyeshadow look just, I don't know, it sucked. But like I said, I do love the newest palette released from them, the Sugar and Grunge. And the crazy thing is, I bought that palette just because it was the 90s palette, and I love the 90s. I wasn't really that into the color story until I got it and used it, and now I'm obsessed with it. And I also have the highlighting palette from Blendbunny Cosmetics, and I love that too. So I just really want to love these palettes the way that everyone else does. Not only because I don't want to be the odd man out, but I mean, I don't want to waste my money on crap. So I'll take any advice I can get on this. I know there are different formulas, like the Beauty Bay formula has to be applied differently than like your typical eyeshadow, and I just need to figure it out what's different with this one compared to what I'm used to. You can see it in the face that I just made that I hate this eye look. This is the Sugar and Grunge palette. I really do love this. It's an unexpected color story. I love the shade names and the packaging as well. The shimmers in that palette I feel like are better than the other palettes too. And this isn't me trying to diss on the brand at all, because like I said, I would love to see what all the fuss is about. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm having such a hard time with it. Here's the finished look. You can see my lack of enthusiasm. It's just not there. But I still wanted to upload the video anyways, even though it wasn't my favorite. Like I said, maybe I was just having an off day yesterday. That's possible as well, but because I had so much trouble using some of the shades in the Surge palette, it kind of makes me think that maybe this formula is just a little bit different. There we have the Primal palette, and this is the Sugar and Grunge. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end, and I do hope to see your opinions down below. Until next time, bye!